right, guys, let's connect today, November 26th, 2023, coming at you for the live stream to talk about the Walking Dead universe, Thanksgiving, other shows, movies, anything else you want to talk about. I'm sure wrestling, Survivor Series, War Games. I'm sure that's going to be what it is. Oh, let me put my headphones on. Man, I was so excited I didn't put my headphones in. So, ultimately, guys, hopefully you're safe and sound and you're doing well. And you didn't connect here. I don't see myself. So, there we are. All right, guys. So today is, like I said, November 26th, 2023, coming at you for our live stream to talk about the Walking Dead universe. And so we have a date for The Ones Who Live, which we thought was going to be the 25th or the 18th, and it comes out to be the 25th. Hey, Tim. So, we're excited to talk about whatever you want to talk about, guys. There's not much news for the Walking Dead universe because everything's on break. Fear the Walking Dead ended last Sunday. And to be honest, I'm glad it's over. It's terrible. It was terrible. It went nowhere over the 8 seasons. But if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler warning for all things Fear the Walking Dead and the Walking Dead as a whole. They're still filming the Daryl Dixon show season 2, The Book of Carol is what it's called. The Book of Carol. It just seems like The Walking Dead doesn't really know what they're doing. They're just kind of winging it. They're just kind of doing different things. Dead City was pretty good. The Daryl show was good. Hopefully the second season of that is good as well. And The Ones Who Live. So my wife was asking me, is there anything on, AMC now until February 25th? And the answer is no, because today's the 26th, so we got December, January, and February. Well, I guess less than, but just about 3 months for the premiere of The Ones Who Live, also known as the Rick Michonne Show. So, hey, Tim, Big Tree, Sergio, and everybody else that's joining me now as we speak. So, happy Thanksgiving if you are traveling back, and it's one of those crazy weeks of it. So, I remember back in the day that I would never, hey, Lindsay, I used to fly home for college because, again, I'm from New Jersey, was in Tampa, would fly home from Tampa to Philly, and then be home for the week, and then fly home. Back to school, had a week of classes, and then finals, and then be back off for 5 weeks. In college, we had 5 weeks off, which was amazing. It's almost like too long. I'd rather we went back in 4 weeks and it got finished a week earlier. But, it is what it is, and that's how it goes down. So now I had off Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and I was doing a lot of shopping on Amazon because it was just deal after deal after thing after this. And I'm like, oh, man. So if you ever had Amazon, you put stuff in your cart and then stuff's on sale, you're like, oh, I got to get it now, right? So it was a bunch of those and getting Christmas presents for my wife and my in-laws and just stuff like that. It was just good deals. So if you scooped anything up, let me know if you got anything for the deals of Black Friday. Ultimately, guys, the Walking Dead universe is still going. We won't have anything until the end of February. That's the next show, February 25th. I definitely thought it would be the 18th to the 25th. I said it last live stream that I was thinking to be the 25th. Makes the most sense. And then that came out that night after Fear the Walking Dead's finale, and we'll talk about that, don't worry. But, that was the 25th is the date. Epic Zombie Killer. Hey, PT Channel. Do you see them releasing a complete box set for Fear the Walking Dead? Probably. I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't know who would buy it. But, I think it makes sense because why not, right? Even if they had a limited run of them to sell, I think they would have. Because people do collect, stuff, and, it would be interesting for it. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, was your Thanksgiving happy one? And also, did you see the new slasher Thanksgiving? No, John, Thanksgiving was good. I have not seen not a Thanksgiving slasher. I watched the Hunger Games movie, and oh man, it's I don't want to give much away about it. If you like the Hunger Games, definitely check it out. But it was an interesting movie, and I don't read the books, so I don't know if it's a book or what it is. It probably was a book, but ultimately it's a prequel, 64 years before the stuff with Katniss. So we actually follow a young Cornelius Snow, who is the villain of the other movies. And it's kind of interesting there too. Epic Zombie Killer, Hey PT Channel, what's your opinion on the Walking Dead Destinies? Well, I haven't played Destinies. I definitely want to play it probably in a year or so when the game is deeply, 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 deeply discounted, just to see how it is. But I don't really have any, need to play it because it looks crappy. The bugginess, the glitches, the bad voice acting, the graphics. It just looks like another lackluster Walking Dead franchise addition to the universe. And maybe they'll have another game, and maybe if it does well, I don't even know the sales, but I know that the digital copy is out now, and I think the physical copy comes out in December. So I don't know. Until they get their kinks worked out and all that stuff, I think I just there too. So Lindsay said she got a grow light for $11, originally $19.99. What's a grow light, Lindsay? I don't know what that is. Rob K says Thanksgiving by Eli Roth was great. No animal violence in it, but I'm guessing human violence, right? If it's a slasher movie. Hard Nixie, but heavily discounted clothing, essential shoes, jeans, other stuff, and now have $120 plus in-store cash. I can spend on fun stuff. Awesome, very good stuff. So, Jonathan Wilder, did you watch Thanksgiving Tradition Survivor Series? R-Truth, Randy Orton, and the best the world see. Yeah, I know the best in the world. Yeah, CM Punk is not the best in the world for me. I think I like a lot of other wrestlers besides him. But I know that I was actually watching it, John. We watched the beginning of it. The women's match started. And I was like, this is going to take forever. So then I switched it, watched something else, and came back to it. And the match was still going on. I'm glad Charlotte Flair came back. I think Charlotte Flair is one of the best female wrestlers I've ever seen. And, it was pretty cool what she did in the match. The funniest thing we didn't see live was the girl in the trash can who was standing on top of the cage and jumped on everybody while inside the trash can, which was hilarious and comical and campy, but, it was funny. Then we watched the Miz match with Gunther, and I saw this morning that Randy Orton came back, and then we saw R-Truth in the ad for the Ruffles potato chips. They're chips or crisps. I call them chips because I'm from the United States, but I know in London or England or the UK or parts of Europe, they're crisps instead of chips. I saw R-Truth, and then CM Punk came back at the end of the show, which, it's kind of cool. I guess they're building up. I guess Royal Rumble and then WrestleMania 40, which would have to be, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, I'm guessing. Epic Zombie Killer, Hey PT Channel, do you see EMC doing more spinoffs for the Walking Dead Universe? I think so. I mean, I don't know what the end game is for AMC. So if you think about it, the Walking Dead comics is the only source material. Everything else is gone out on its own. The source material is a comic book. It's not a graphic novel, in my opinion. It's a comic book. And the show is the show, and the comic is the comic, and the spinoffs are the spinoffs. Because the show takes things, and, man, a lot of crisps I see here, too. So Naked One chips, Dragon crisps. But the Walking Dead franchise, even the Walking Dead show, I guess could actually be considered like a spinoff, because it's not an exact replication of, chips or French fries. What people would say fish and chips are fish and French fries. So, crisps are what I don't even know what equivalent crisps to here in the United States, but it's all good. It's where you're from, and it's funny to see the difference there too. Even like when I was in college, and again, I'm from New Jersey, if you guys don't know, and we talk about soda, and some people call it pop, and some people call it this, some people call it that. And I remember going to get a drink of water at the water fountain in between a break in class or whatever. And a girl was like, yeah, the bubbler. Yeah, can I use the bubbler? And we're like, bubbler? What are you talking about? And she meant the water fountain. And I don't know if that's a Connecticut thing or a northeast thing. I don't know. But it was not a New Jersey thing. I don't know what it was, but it was kind of funny. A bubbler. Anybody call it that? But, yeah, so the Hunger Games, definitely check it out if you're interested in that. Playing Fortnite. Got the OG season wrapping up this Saturday on the 2nd. And carts versus buggies. Yeah, it's a shopping cart versus a buggy. Yeah, it's all the different things, too. So, Rob K says the bubbler sounds like a Batman villain. Oh, no, the bubbler is sinking the city. Get the bubbler before he drowns the city. The bubbler. It's the bubbler, the penguin, and the Riddler working together. Yeah, pop. People call soda pop. Soda pop. But soda versus pop, So, yeah, like I said, not much. We got the teaser trailer for the Rick show, it's a bunch of teaser trailer, another teaser trailer. So I think there's been 3 teasers. When are we going to get the real ad? When are we get the real 2-minute long trailer? When are we going to get the actual meat and potatoes of this? I would think it would be somewhere in December. Because if you think about it, right? So again, the Walking Dead universe is done until February, at the end of February, right? So it would be really interesting if they launched something on Christmas, because that would be 2 months exactly from the return of Rick and Michonne, which would be what they kind of do. 2 to 3 months out is when they usually post a trailer. Excuse me. Unless it's Comic-Con, which is July, and it'll be October. So it'd be August, September, October. So 3 months. That works. This is 3 months. December, January, February right now. But we'll see when we actually get it. I can't wait to see more of a trailer. So, there's been more and more speculation that's come out really during filming, the call sheets, all the different videos that we posted about Rick potentially, possibly, probably losing his left hand. And we haven't seen it in the recent teaser trailers. They've definitely hidden it from the trailers. But does that mean they're trolling, they're messing with us, or did he actually lose his left hand? There's a lot of talk, and there's a lot of videos and a lot of stuff that we made. And so I can't wait to find out. It's really not a big deal. Like, I don't care that much if he loses his left hand. It would kind of complete the comic arc of Rick a little bit. So 2 things have to happen to complete the comic arc of Rick, in my opinion. 1, he needs to lose a hand, and then the second one, he needs to get killed. Are both of those things going to happen in this series? Are we going to get a second season? Are we going to get another spinoff? Are we going to get stuff to connect? Only time will tell. But I think the Rick and Michonne show, if the Rick and Michonne show isn't the highest rated, watched, viewed, everything, the biggest show, I don't know what's going to happen with the Walking Dead universe going forward. Because they'll continue to make shows. They'll have probably limited cast. Because the reason why they're doing spinoffs is because they're far cheaper to make than the main show. If you were paying all these different cast members, and now you don't have to. You have to pay Daryl and a bunch of new cast members. You have to pay Rick and Michonne and Jadis and a bunch of new cast members. You have to pay Maggie and Negan and a bunch of new cast members, right? So you can get away with that. And then you make them executive producer, and you give them a credit for this and you give them that. So that's a smart way of making them money, because they get money for being an executive producer, and a big thing for that too, which is pretty awesome. So, I don't know. It's just a lot of things going with the future of the Walking Dead universe. Only time will tell what they actually want to do, if they're going to have a big, huge spinoff where they go against the CRM or what. But again, so the CRM was introduced on The Walking Dead, minimally shown on Fear the Walking Dead. Tales of the Walking Dead, nothing. And The World Beyond was basically all about it. And now the Rick and Michonne show will basically be all about that too. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with it. So Jonathan Wilder, did you hear Eminem is having a Fortnite? Yeah, I heard he is having a concert, and you can buy his skins on Fortnite. And I know he's on the one radio station in Fortnite that you can plays the things they're having for the concerts. So it'll be great. I'm excited to see. I like Eminem. So it was funny because my wife never saw 8 Mile. So we put it on the other day. And I think 8 Mile is a pretty good movie. And we watched it. She liked it. And then I watched the thing called Bye Bye Barry. It's about Barry Sanders. And Eminem's in that. Because Detroit, all that stuff. And so he was there. And then he's going to be in Fortnite. So it's a lot of Eminem coming back around in the mix. For me at least, too. So Wilson says, I think Rick is losing something, Bri. Rick holding that pole made it look obvious. Yeah, it's so weird. Like, if you had the pole, you would want to brace it, right? You would hold the end and, like, the middle of it and then stab. It was basically at the, at the prison when they had the fence with the rebar and the metal pipes and they were going through like this. He wasn't resting it on his forearm and going, right? Like, that makes no sense. Here, if you don't have a left hand, you would have to rest it on here and then kill it that way. Or unless he injured his left hand. So either he doesn't have his left hand or he injured it where he can't grab it. So maybe he just injured it. That'd be pretty weak. But again, it doesn't really matter. If he keeps his left hand, great. If he loses it, great. I don't really care that much about it. But it's just one of those talking points. Ed said, Dead City and Daryl Dixon's show gave me the same vibe, Walking Dead. Yeah, exactly. And I think hopefully the Rick and Michonne show will as well. And yes, you're right. I had the same feeling, especially with Daryl Dixon. Is it wrestling or wrestling? I think wrestling, but, I don't go wrestling, but I know some people do. Epic Zombie Killer, Hey PT Channel, do you think they'll do a spinoff with Alicia and Madison, or Madison, LA, or will we never see them again? So, all right, that's a great segue, Epic Zombie Killer. So let's talk about Fear the Walking Dead and the nonsense that is that show and that series. But ultimately, Fear the Walking Dead is done. Yes, it's done. We made it. We survived that crap show. We made it. Celebrate, right? So, Fear the Walking Dead is over. And the big thing was, Sean says, no, you don't brace it because it puts your hand in the way. It might get bitten. It makes more sense to hold the pole this way. So it makes more sense to rest it on your forearm and swing it that way? That's the stupidest thing I heard ever. So you have a long pole, you hold it in the center, and you have this much of the pole to kill the walker with. Get out of here. Makes no sense. But, hilarious. But so Madison Clark, Alicia Clark, Tracy Clark, I don't know, are at the end of the series. And Strand and his family, so everybody comes to the best part was Skidmark and Daniel being reunited. Right? That's the best. And it was only like 5 seconds of that show, but it was a great thing. So Daniel, Skidmark, Luciana, they're going wherever they're going. Strand, Klaus, his husband, they're leaving. They're going wherever they're going. And Dwight and Sherry, they're going to go back to the sanctuary. Makes no sense, but they're going back to the sanctuary. Great. June and Dove, or Odessa, are going back to Texas, which I guess the nukes would be cleared out by then. I don't know. So, and then also, I've never driven on I-10 through like Louisiana and Texas and whatever too. Like, can you literally take I-10 from Savannah, Georgia, all the way to Los Angeles without going over any bridges? Because that's a pretty big mistake if they just thought they could just get back to Los Angeles that way. Because if there's no bridges and it's all just highway, then you're good. But the military clearly blew up bridges. We saw it on World Beyond. We saw it, what they did to try to contain stuff. So, again, Fear the Walking Dead makes no sense. It's pretty dumb. It's just crap, but it is what it is. So, Alicia, Madison, and Tracy get into Alicia's Range Rover, Land Rover thing that has a bunch of supplies. And, yeah, exactly. Is that so there has to be a bridge, right? Like, there has to be an I-10 bridge going over Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, something there. There's got to be a bridge there, I'm guessing, right? Because I know 10, you can literally take it from Jacksonville to California, Los Angeles or San Diego, I don't know, wherever it is. But you can take it all the way through the state. So you would go through Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and then into California. But either way, that's how it ends. So do you want to see a show about Alicia, Madison, and Tracy? And why are they going back to Los Angeles? What's there for them? Nothing. I don't know, right? Yeah, so I don't know if they would ever make it. Because Alicia was like, from season 1 to season 7, and then she's like, she's done. It's her last episode, blah, 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 blah. And then Madison comes back an episode later, which was hilarious, by the way. We're like the worst planning, worst communication. It's just the worst thing put together in a TV series that I've seen in a long, 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 long time. And then I don't know what the end game would be if it wasn't Alicia reuniting with Madison. And Alicia finds Madison. Like, on Fear the Walking Dead in particular, they find each other so easily. Like, how does Alicia, who's in Texas, half dead, gonna walk back towards the nukes and the explosions and the fires and all this crap around, go to the tower that was on fire and crappy? 1, survive. 2, find other people. 3, help them. Also, 4, find the right people. And then carry on everything. It's so great. It's this. It's magical. She's helping everybody. She did this. And then, fight Troy. So Troy is the most incompetent guy I've ever seen in my life. Where he's like, can't take out Alicia, can't take out Madison, can't take out Alicia again, can't take out anybody. Like, it was just so ridiculous what happened with it. So, I don't know, right? It would have been better, too, if Alicia's vehicle was like an SUV type of thing, police cruiser, like one of the MRAPs, like another one, with like a plow on the front of it so they could clear out stuff. Or go up and over. Because Negan 1 brings up a great point. And says, I-10 to Phoenix is a parking lot every day. Could only imagine the ZA. So you're going to get to a highway and it's going to be loaded up with just abandoned cars and vehicles. How are you going to get around it? How are you going to get over it? How are you going to get everything? I don't know, right? So I was thinking, I don't know if we'll ever see anybody from Fear the Walking Dead like ever again, right? So remember when they were like, Walking Dead, here's Fear the Walking Dead started in 2015. So 5 years later, they came up with Fear the Walking Dead. And I don't know if it was lazy writing or whatever, like, did Kirkman not care? I don't know. So Lindsay, member for 45 months. Lindsay, you're awesome. Lindsay's our great moderator and just a huge part of the channel. This is finally over. Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead is finally over. And that's what I was watching it for. Fear the Walking Dead was just part of the Walking Dead universe that I was like, yeah, I just got to see how this ended. I just had to see, what would happen with it. And Alicia and Madison got reunited. It makes little to no sense, but so does a lot of things on Fear the Walking Dead too. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, do you think President Obama survived the zombie apocalypse when it started in 2010? I don't know, right? Like we never got to see like the government or president or vice president or political officials or anything like that too. Like, I know they went away from that. They didn't really talk about the military too much, but then they talk about the CDC but then they didn't really go the route of political people. I don't know. Like that would have been pretty cool to see. But I don't know, because if you are surrounded by Secret Service people, you get swarmed. He would probably just end up. It depends on where you are too. Like not just President Obama, but any kind of president, political official, vice president, world leaders. If you are at a rally or a meeting or something where you're surrounded by a bunch of people, more than likely you're not going to survive. That's why I've always said before, like when I'm writing my zombie book series, Fight for Us, it's like it depends on where you would be. What would happen when if you had a chance or not? Like, so imagine if you were homesick, living by yourself during the zombie apocalypse when it started in your area, because it probably started in your area in different areas at different times, right? Is what I would assume. Are you home? Are you at work? Are you having a big business meeting? Are you traveling? Are you at an airport? Are you at an airport? Are you on an airplane? Are you driving somewhere? Like, there's all these different big questions too, But like I said, that's just one of those things. So my series, Fight for Us, I'm on my last book, the 20th book. It's called The End, and I wrote it. It's all 18 chapters are done. I proofread chapter 6 this morning, so I'm on chapter 7. I probably want to read at least a couple more chapters before I have my wife read it a little bit, and then I want to change some things and whatever too. Because when I write my books, I try to write it, just get it all down, right? Just write it, and then edit, change, go into more detail, less detail, more detail, go this way, go that way, change this, change that. But it's just written, so it's done. And then when I proofread, I spell check it and I do this and I do that. And it's definitely something that you can, just take your time with a little bit more. So I'm already ahead of my schedule. I wanted to write it before Thanksgiving. I did. I wanted to just have it done and started to proofread it before the end of the year. I'm already, a third of the way done. And I hopefully can proofread a little bit each day and then get done by December, have my wife read it, and then I can go over it again early next year and then have it out by early next year too. Hoping like February, maybe March. We'll see how life goes too. So Naked One says, what if you were on a cruise ship when the ZA started? Exactly. Like I always thought about that. I thought about writing a book on there. And so, like talk about spin-offs, my Fight for Us series, I've always thought about having a book that's just about that. Like a start of that. It would connect, And so it would be kind of cool to see. And so maybe I'll do little one-off books that kind of explore different parts of the franchise and the universe of things too, But, I just know that Fear the Walking Dead it could have been anything. And if I was starting a show, right? So if I had a series and I wanted to do a spin-off of that series, I would connect the dots with things. Like I would connect with things. It would make sense to have it connect with it. And for the first 3 seasons, they wanted no connections whatsoever. They missed the mark tremendously with 3 seasons of doing their own thing, right? And then season 4 was like, we're going to bring a character over. And they didn't go the route of Abraham. They didn't go the route of this, the route of that. And it probably would have been better if it was Abraham and stuff for a season. And then, I don't know, it would have brought more people over. Like Morgan was a big character, but I thought to bring Abraham back would have really helped out more. And it would have been a short-term thing because we know that he would leave and you could see Rosita and Eugene and whatever that story would be because of Texas and the connections there too. But I don't know. They went the way that they went. The showrunners, the writers, all that crap. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where I was just let down and it was a shame. Phantom Deluxe says, hey, bro, I just came back after watching Napoleon. Highly recommend. Joaquin Phoenix fantastically delivers this time again. Yeah, I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, I don't know any movies that he's in that I don't like him in. Like, I'm sure there's movies that they suck and I don't know that I've seen, but the ones that I've seen him in, he's good. He's like the right casting as the Joker. He's the right casting in Gladiator. He's the right casting in all these different other things that I've seen him in. And I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, but I've seen his movies that I have, and the ones that I've decided to check out. He's a good actor. You know, it's a truly shame about his brother, because he should still be acting too. Like, it's just crazy. You know, it's kind of a right. He's a jerk in Gladiator, but he's perfect. He's the perfect jerk. You know. Lindsay says or asks, wonder if you will get any more Tales of the Walking Dead. So right now, Tales of the Walking Dead has been shelved. They didn't greenlight a second season. They didn't greenlight anything. So I don't know what the future of that holds. Like I don't need more crap like Fear the Walking Dead or Tales of the Walking Dead, like the bad episodes. The ones that were okay were good. The ones that were good explored stuff in the Walking Dead universe that makes sense to explore. Don't just have stuff with the Walking Dead name on it just to sell stuff, sell a show, t-shirts, whatever. Don't just do that. It's a franchise and a brand that makes sense, because it's one of those things where it's great because it connects with things. The Alpha episode is good because it connects with The Walking Dead. The connections are there, and that's what I think we want. Dead City connects the dots more. Works. Daryl show doesn't really connect with anything, but it's Daryl. He carried it. Like, Daryl being in France doesn't really connect at all with anything, but how he got there, the burners, the variants. There was still no connection with the French CDC, so I don't know what we'll see in the second season. Hopefully they get there, and hopefully it connects the dots a little bit more. Carol showing up helps. Daryl doesn't need help. He can carry his own show, but Carol and Daryl are great, so I think it's going to be really good too. So, Jonathan Waters says Q&A. I ain't watched this video yet, but a title said TN, The Walking Dead Universe is pointless. Thoughts? I don't know if it's pointless. I mean, it's entertainment. Like entertainment. So books, shows, movies, whatever, they're entertainment. They escape reality. You read them to escape your normal life. You read them to go somewhere and get out of it. You read that to do this, right? So you're not reading or watching or reading comic books or like that to like learn how to do stuff. You're just being entertained. Like, you're not watching The Walking Dead, or at least I'm not. I don't know if you are, but I'm not watching it to be like, okay, so in a zombie apocalypse, we have to do this and do that and not do this and not do that. And this is actually a really life-saving tip. And it's like, it's just entertainment. It's series. It's just, you like characters, you don't like characters, stuff happens, we lose characters, you survive, you do that. It's just, it could have been like aliens or just a virus that didn't turn people into zombies. Or it could have been werewolves, or it could have been vampires. It could have been anything. I don't think it's pointless. I mean, a lot of stuff's pointless if you think about it, if you want to think of it like that, but it's entertainment and it's fun. At least early on in the Walking Dead universe, we were like, yeah, that could happen, bro. Zombies? Yeah, that could happen. But it's also set in 2010. Every year that we're coming out, it's like just getting further and further away from 2010. So the world is a different place. Like when I love The Sopranos. Like, I love The Sopranos. Like, I watched the Thanksgiving episode, last week or whatever. Because they only did like one episode that featured Thanksgiving, and they have one Christmas episode and one things that featured kind of certain holidays. But it's just like when you watch it, it's 1999, early 2000s. The show ended in 2006, 2007. Like it ended a long time ago. They have flip phones. They talk on payphones. Like, that's not the way of the world now. But the show still works. It's still that, and it's still entertainment. You know, it would be interesting to see if they did an updated version of it or connection of it or whatever. Because it would be kind of cool to see who survived and, you know, what actually happened with some of the characters, and they explore the lore of that universe again. So, like, the universe is what's encompassing in that story. And yes, it's fictional and stuff makes sense. And we're talking about zombies here. We're talking about just a fictional thing that zombies don't make sense. The Last of Us doesn't make sense. Like, yes, the cordyceps fungus and all that stuff, like, whatever. But it's not like that could happen where your body gets taken over by like parts of your like ants and stuff with the cordyceps, because the cordyceps fungus is a real thing. They have funguses that take over ants and control them and do this and do that, but they're ants. They're way less involved than, you know, just the system of a human being. But it ultimately is what it is, and it's kind of just fun to talk about. And again, it's entertainment. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. People like art and life replicates art, and art replicates life, and it's just like, but they're different, you know. Like, we can't get caught up in shows like that. We can't get caught up in things, but some people do. Like, there's a difference between video games and real life, and there's a difference between movies, shows, and real life. It's just the way it is, and some people get kind of bent out of shape with that stuff. I don't know. But at the end of the day, let's just be happy about us being alive and being here and doing well. And hopefully your holidays were good. My Thanksgiving was just my wife and I. And it was good because we took it easy. I mean, we do like an easy Thanksgiving. And we didn't have to like cook for 15 people and have all these people coming over or travel or do this or do that. It was, you know, good to relax, to have the time with my wife and to be home. And I got the Christmas tree up already. We're already booked. We're already loaded up with that. We went shopping on Black Friday. I bought way too many things on Amazon. So stuff was coming Thursday morning, Friday morning, yesterday. Stuff came today. I think stuff comes on Friday. And I bought some stuff at Target, and we're going to do that. So we'll see how Cyber Monday goes. But you can still get some good deals. And we're still kind of ready for, you know, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And, you know, so, you know, it's in some time. But, yeah, I mean, so I'll be doing the live streams for the next couple weeks. So 1, 2, 3 weeks I'll have live streams. And then with the holidays, we'll see how it goes with that. But I probably won't be able to do a live stream for a couple of those weeks. But it's fine because there's not going to be anything to talk about with The Walking Dead. There's not going to be anything there as well. So, I mean, different shows, different movies, different stuff that's coming out, which is good. Now you can get. I was actually going to bring that up, Wilson. I haven't seen the Squid Game challenge. Yeah, he says they've handled the games pretty well without killing anyone like the TV show. Well, that's good. I'm glad no one actually died in the filming of that. I haven't watched it because I like reality television. I like game show type of things, but I don't know like how it would be watching a show. Like, I don't know, I'll have to check it out. But we just watched Hard Knocks in season with the Miami Dolphins, and you know, the Dolphins are okay. I don't mind the Dolphins, but they're entertainment. They're entertaining. Tyreek Hill, Tua, their coach is very entertaining. So it's just interesting to watch. And, you know, the Cowboys won on Thanksgiving. So the football was really good on Thursday. I didn't watch the game on Friday, which was Black Friday football with the Jets and the Dolphins. But and then yesterday was college football with Michigan and Ohio State. And then today regular football, then Monday. So you could be watching football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then we got a couple of days, and then we'll be into December. So I don't know how you guys feel about December, but I like December. I like cooler weather because I live in Florida. I'm not getting the Northeast or the Midwest or Canada or whatever like that. We're getting regular cooler weather, when it gets into the 60s and stuff. It's nice. I like to not have to, have the air conditioning on. So that'd be good to see. I'm not really traveling, going home for the holidays, which is kind of sad because, I don't know how many more holidays I have with my family and everything. And I know my bit rate's kind of struggling a little bit here, so hopefully that comes back up. But so it's kind of like we're trying to maximize our holidays and stuff, but working full time. It's just harder when you get older, like being 30s, 40s, and eventually you get older. It's just going to be a harder thing to just get everybody together. So my friends are doing Friendsgiving next weekend when I'm not going to be there because it's back in New Jersey. But it's cool that they still do that, and I'll try to get there next year or the year after that. But it's a fun thing to do with everybody and to keep in touch with everybody too. And, I was talking to everybody with seeing what they were doing, my patients and everything, what they were doing for Thanksgiving. And a lot of people tell me different things. Some people go to their house. Some people, they host. Some people do a lot of stuff that they travel. Some people were, going to a communal type Thanksgiving with their condo people. Like everyone's going, there's like 60 people coming together and you have to bring stuff. But again, it was just my wife and I and the cats. So I don't know how many people here had Thanksgiving with their families or their husbands, wives, boyfriend, girlfriends, themselves. I don't know, but it's always interesting to see what people go through. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A. They say France is the city of love and Christmas Carol is coming to rescue Daryl. Do you think they fall in love and get together and bear a child? Like this, the Walking Dead universe is a soap opera, but I don't want to see that. Like I don't need Carol and Daryl to be together and get married and have a child and then little Daryl, little Darlena, whoever. Like I don't care about any of that crap. Tim, my guy, we just watched 2 more episodes of Bass Reeves, which it's a good show. And I was looking up the show Bass Reeves online, and if you Google search Bass Reeves, that was a real person, which is crazy. And the person lived to be 71 years old. And I was like, wow, that's a crazy different story. But I guess it's somewhat based on a real person or something, evidently, because Bass Reeves looks to be a real person. Look it up on the Googles. So, yeah, holidays are what they are. And, like, a lot of people, whatever the holiday is, I know a lot of people were doing, like, turkey or ham. Some people were doing, like, prime rib, and some people were making this, some people were making that. It could be whatever you want it to be. Like, it doesn't have to be turkey and, stuffing and mashed potatoes and all this stuff. It could be whatever it is. And a lot of times, it's just better to be with your family and to be there, too. Like, I know with my wife and I like the smaller Thanksgiving. And it's just less to worry about. And I don't need to cater to other people and other like that, too. It's just like, nah, man. We just have our own. As long as you're not alone, I think Thanksgiving is better in my view to be with a smaller group. It's just like I don't need a lot of people. I just need the right people. There's always the saying or the idea, the mindset of like, it's not where you are, it's who you're with. And I totally agree with that. Like, I don't need a bunch of the wrong people. I just need the right person or one of the right people, to get along and to have a good time, to be on the same wavelength. Like, you could be in paradise and be having a terrible time because of the person you're with or the people you're with or whatever. Or you could be in a terrible place like the DMV or some other crazy place, but you're still having fun because you're with the right person. Like, if I'm with my friends and we get along, we can have a great time just just carrying on and being silly, being stupid with my wife. We can have a great time. And it doesn't even matter. It's who you're with. And we all get caught up in all this stupid things with like, oh, I have to have this and I have to have that, and on TikTok and all this social media crap, which is total fake BS. Just total nonsense, right? And it's like, take care of yourself. Invest money. Be able to have money to pay your bills. And just to chill and relax. Don't get caught up in the day-to-day. And maybe it's because I'm older, but people in their 20s and whatever, like they get caught up in all this crap. And it's a rat race. And there's no winning. Nobody wins. Like, ooh, Bezos has got $60 billion and Bill Gates has $400 billion and this guy, who cares? Great. Are they happier than everybody else? Maybe. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're never happy. Maybe they're never satisfied. But you definitely get to see, like, so when I went Black Friday shopping to Target, people were driving like morons, and everybody was out, and it's Florida, so everyone's a terrible driver, except like you have residents, vacationers, elderly, snowbirds, like everybody's doing their own thing. But as we're driving to Target, we're getting stuck behind traffic and this and that. There's way too many cars out. But we get to Target, we pull in the parking lot, way too many cars. We get in. These two moron guys are looking down at their phones as they walk out. And if I didn't move out of the way, they would have walked right into me. Which is like, what are you doing, man? Like, pay attention. It's a high traffic area. Look where you're going. Now look at your stupid phone. But they do that. So then you go in and people are standing by the front. It's just a mess. So then we get the cart. We walk around. More people everywhere. And we get the couple things that we're getting. And we got our ornament and stuff. And it's just like people everywhere. And, put your cart to the side. Don't leave it in the middle. And you can just see the stupidity in people. And that would be no different in a zombie apocalypse. People would step on your face to get everything they could because they don't care about your well-being. People were going to walk in front of you, cut you off because they have to get into the aisle because they have to get there first and they have to get there right there. That's it. Like, come on. Not like take your time, take a second, be respectful, communicate, talk. Like, it's just morons. And then you go to the self-checkout because it's just easier that way. And then there's this lady on a motorized scooter with one of her grandkids on the side. And they're going, 0.2 miles per hour. And then there's the one at the self-checkout opening is at the very end. And I was like, I don't know if she's going to that one or what they're doing. And then she parks her cart right in the middle so nobody can get around her, which is very smart. And then no one in Target says anything or to move any or directs anything or whatever. And then the lady behind us is like, oh, that one's free up there. I'm like, obviously, but I can't get to it. Stupid. And then I get to the register. We check out, blah, blah, blah. And we did two different purchases. I put the cart back, got the thing. Cart's still there. The motorized scooter there. The motorized scooter cart thing is still there. So I walked around it, did all that. I'm like, just complete morons. And it's just like no common courtesy or decency at all. People don't care about holding the doors and doing all this and doing all that. It's just like all the time. And, it's just laughable. Because you can be in your own little bubble and you don't have to worry about other people. So good luck with where things are going in the next 10, 15, 20 years because it's going to just be more people encompassed in their bubble. But we'll still have stores. We'll still have Target, Walmart, all these. They're not going to go anywhere. Like I don't know. Not everything's going to be home delivery because I don't trust people like getting food for me and stuff. That's crazy. But then we went to Publix on Saturday and nobody was really there and it was great and it was a good experience and it was just the way it should be. But driving around, the days before Thanksgiving, because schools were off here all week, it was really awesome. It was really awesome to see on there too. So, where's Ryan Reynolds? Let's see. Someone talking smack or something here in the comments? Let's see what we got. I don't see anything. Yeah, so it's just so funny. Like I was talking with a bunch of my patients and we were cracking up about like the total nonsense that we get to see and stuff. And if you think about it too, like the holidays are very stressful. So everybody is just so stressed out. And it's like, so you have your normal, so if you think about it, like I had to go to work all week and do the normal stuff except for Thursday and Friday. So Monday through Wednesday is kind of crazy. So it's just like, it was just interesting to see how people get stressed out because you have your regular work day. Then I have to go to work, drive back home, take care of myself, take care of my cats, my wife, our house, and get ready for the holidays. So you have your normal routine, plus you got to stack on all this extra stuff to buy to take care of the holiday meal, to take care of this, take care of that, take care of this. And it's like crazy to think about all these different things added on plus the stuff we normally do. So you have like these 25 things you normally have to do, and then let's add 10, 15, another 25 things for the holiday. That's great. That's what we need, right? So, but, you know, we get through it and move on and just try to make the best of it you can. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, what is your favorite Thanksgiving side dish and dessert? Mine is mac and cheese and turtle pie. Turtle pie? What the heck is turtle pie? I don't eat mac and cheese. I'm not really a cheese guy, so I don't do that. But side dish, my favorite side dish? I gotta go stuffing, I guess. I'm a bread stuffing guy. We do the stovetop. I go that. And dessert? I'm not a pie guy. I'm a chocolate cake guy. I like chocolate cake. Do you know who loves turtle pie? Enid. Enid loves turtle pie. Oh, I have no idea. It's a joke. But cake, chocolate cake, devil's food cake. That's my favorite chocolate cake. Or second is my mom's brownies. She makes these Duncan Hines, I want to say. Or is it Betty Crocker? I don't know. Whatever the thing is, but she does like a double batch, so they're nice, thick, big, good brownies too. So, but yeah, so that's really me. How about you guys? What are your favorite sides? So we have like a basic, Thanksgiving too. So we had the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, the Brussels sprouts we did, and rolls. I do cranberry. I do the what is Dragon says try I don't know what Sacertorte. What is that, Dragon? I don't know what that is. Lindsay says I make quick breads this week, pumpkin, applesauce, and banana. Turtle pie is a caramel pie with pecan. Okay, so it's like the turtle candies. So it's the chocolate with the pecans. Do you say pecans or pecans? Because my dad can't really speak correct English, which is funny. I make fun of him all the time about it. He's like, I like that butter pecan. Or we like that butter pecan. Like he likes that butter pecan ice cream, but it's butter pecan. I don't know. But so I guess it's like one of those like turtle things with the chocolate and the caramel and the pecans or pecans or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Dragon says it's an Austrian chocolate cake. Oh man, that kind of sounds good. Yeah, okay, so it's like turtle candy. So, but turtle pie just sounds terrible. Like turtle pie, like come on, it's just not a good name. They gotta name that something else. Like yeah, we got the turtle pie here. Like who wants that? Like, so imagine you go to someone's dinner, like someone's house for dinner, and you're like, you know what's for dessert? Turtle pie. You're like, what? There. But yeah, the turtle candies are good. You got to be careful. There's so much to a turtle candy thing because they have like the chocolate plus the pecan plus the caramel plus it's just like so like thick and chewy, and then you're like, and you bite it and it's like, it's just kind of much too. Yeah, no, I'm sure it's good then. So if it's like a big turtle candy pie thing, I'm sure it's great. But I just said the name. I'm not knocking it. I just say the name sounds terrible. Turtle pie. Like the same thing with like blood sausage or like thing too. You're like that just sounds terrible. Maybe it's great, but the name just sounds. Ugh. says Edwards does a good one in the frozen food section of Publix. Interesting. Daryl's turtle pie would be made from snapping turtles. Yeah. That caramel pool. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that caramel pool. It's like the commercials, like when they have that. They all have swirling chocolate in the commercial. But yeah, other than that, guys, hopefully you had a good holiday. I know I did. I had a good 4 days because I had Thursday, Friday, yesterday, and today off. And I did a lot of stuff. Got the tree up, decorated the tree, working outside a little bit, doing stuff here, ordered a bunch of things. They've been coming every day and getting stuff together for the holidays, buying stuff for... I'm not saying it's bad, Dragon. I'm just saying, I don't know. It just sounds terrible. The names they don't sound good. The name just doesn't sound good when you call it crazy stuff. But other than that, guys, I don't have much to talk about the Walking Dead universe because there's just not much going on. It's a nice little break, and I'm glad there's a break to talk about other stuff because the Walking Dead universe will be... So they're filming the Daryl show now. I don't know how much more filming they have. I would assume they'll film right before, the holiday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I would assume they're going to film for a couple more weeks because I don't know how much filming they did before the strikes. And then I don't know what's left on the table. It'll probably be another season of 6 episodes, and then you can roll with that. And then I don't know if there's any stuff, but there's been filming pictures and information about Carol and Daryl filming. Clemens Posey filming, and Laurent filming, and all the people that are from the first season and the second season. So all the characters there too. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen there. So Fear the Walking Dead's done. Dead City has to start filming. I don't know if they're going to start filming in December, but hopefully they do. So I believe the word is that they were going to film in New Jersey. So if they're going to film some more in Jersey, then hopefully we get some more news and potential photos. And it would be really cool to see another cast member join the Dead City show because Negan could carry the show. Maggie brings it down a little bit. But I would assume if they brought another character around, that'd be pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes and what happens with things. But I think I saw somewhere, too, that Fear the Walking Dead showrunners are, open to spinoffs. Who wants to see that? I don't want to see these. I don't want the showrunners from Game of Thrones to do anything ever again. I don't need another show. I don't need another series. I don't need any movies. I don't need them involved with anything. And the same goes for Fear the Walking Dead showrunners. I don't need them connected with any other shows or movies or franchise or universe or anything. Give someone else a chance. The people that were doing, they did well. Eli Journay did good with Dead City. The other dude did good job with Daryl Dixon. And I think it's Gimple for The Ones Who Live. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But ultimately, I think it's going to be a good show because Rick, Michonne, they're back. It's going to connect the dots with them. Andrew and Denai are executive producers, and heavily involved with it, which is always a good thing. And then we have a good stuff coming up next year. So if it's February 25th, let's see. So what do we got? The 25th. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that show will be done March 31st. So could we get a Daryl show in April or May? Are we going to have to wait until the summer or October for the Daryl show? Because if we have to wait too long, then it's just not going to be a good thing for it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I would assume that the Daryl show could... So I would think that would be The Ones Who Live, Daryl Dixon Season 2, and then Dead City Season 2. So maybe The Ones Who Live finishes in March. Daryl can be April or May, and then the Dead City could be October. Could be that. I think it works. So then I don't know where it goes from there. I don't know what their plans are, because I think the world still needs resolution with things. Even with 6 episodes of Michonne and Rick, there's still a lot left on the table. So I don't know what's going to happen with that going forward. But I think it's going to be an interesting thing to see what's going to happen with the future of the Walking Dead universe, because it just makes sense to continue things on for a little bit longer to wrap things up. Don't just do it too. I've never seen Timeless. I don't know what that is. And I would love to see more of the characters be connected with stuff. Like the Dead City opened up the world a little bit. So Dead City could have another season or two, because we know we're getting a second season, or we get a season 3 or season 4. And then the Daryl Dixon show, I believe the word was that they wanted to do 3 seasons of that. So I don't know if that's still the word or not, but we'll have to see where that goes down the road too as well. So, all right, guys, that's my hour. Thank you guys for being here. I know it's late, but happy Thanksgiving. And I'll be back next Sunday to talk about the Walking Dead universe, any other news about that, any other shows or movies that I watch, that you watch. Always good to hear from you guys. So hopefully you had a good holiday, and whatever you watch tonight, hopefully it's entertaining. Remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it no matter what it is. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys